Hello and welcome. Right, I managed with the game's help to actually save the old things. I went into the old backup save and I changed the name of the actual things from the original soup name to the new soup name, so it really is now showing what it did before, which is brilliant, and it is actually ticking up nicely. So we've not lost all of the work that we did. The we are on dollars because we were on Oak City. I've just broke my mower. I'm really upset. Yeah, we're going to switch this off as well. Yeah, I have. I just broke my mower. You should never walk around with things when you're tired, and of course I did. And the rest is history. I've gone and broken it. I've got backups as well, but then I think I've broken the backup too. I mean, tweaked it a little bit too much. I made a backup of the backup before I did. Yeah, you've got to do this when you play with i3Ds. It's just terrible. It is, as Lambo says, they just break so easily. They really do. The terrors. Yeah, and then all of a sudden it breaks. It was working quite nicely last session, and then I came on it and it was doing weird things. I thought you shouldn't have played with it when you're not, toward the end of the week when you're not. It's one of the most complicated mods I've ever looked at. Obviously, and that's trouble. Vehicles are very complicated. You start mucking around with the things in the wrong sort of thing. We don't really need to do this. No. Where are we actually at on this? Yeah, what have we got left to do? I believe we've just got our field 7, haven't we? It's the last man standing. Have we actually got this? Is that harvestable? It looks very much like it's ready to me. It does. Oh, and that's corn though. I always do this to myself. Every time it's corn, I think it's ready and it's just the colour of corn. Right, well, what have we got to do? That is the main thing, isn't it? Right, we've got... Yeah, I'm well chuffed with this that I actually managed to do this. Very, very pleased. You can see the pictures are completely different because I've had to recreate them. So they are now and I can obviously use the 5,000 litre boxes instead of the normal. So this is going to follow me on the Let's Plays. Yeah, this is the new improved cannery with Soup Factory, and I've also figured out how to do the bionics all in one sort of set. So I'm very, very pleased. I say it is true. Placeables are not easy, not in any sort of shape or form, but I've played with placeables far more than vehicles, so I'm getting them, whereas vehicles I'm a long way from getting them. I really am. I'm trying to start on the simple bar mower, and it's not simple at all, not the back one anyway. The front one's fairly simple, but and I do get it because I've worked on the stone pickers. So I put the it's similar, so I know what I'm doing roughly. But right, anyway, let's concentrate on this, shall we? Yeah, so we've got this lot going in the. I still got 30,000 litres of bread. I might eventually do what I've done with this for things like that too, for the breads, to make them into 5-ton sort of things. But I'm doing the things I use the most at the minute, which is the cannery, the bakery. As much as it's a pain to have to do that, it's just what it is. Production silos likewise. Yeah, I was playing to see if I could get the carrot cakes to go in them, and I can. Self-sufficiency. Now this is mainly loose, so I'm not worried about this. This one's quite doable as it is. So now you can say keep on everything, then it's even better. So yeah, I'm happy with the self-sufficiency. That can remain as it is going forwards. But what have we got? So the Bionic Bakery is spawning. We'd want that on keep. Oh, I keep doing this. I keep actually going to visit it instead of actually changing the output mode. So we want bread to keep, pig food to keep 2, and cakes, which we're not actually doing anyway, to keep 2. But I don't know why we would actually do that, because we're not actually making cakes. But hey ho. Right, so cannery, keep. I think we did that last session. Yeah, production. So I'm not worried it's going to take too long to go through it. You've got more important things to do, and that is done too. So everything active. I'm keep popping onto it, and yeah, you can see they'd like the noodle soup. Got plenty of beetroots in there. Is the production silo telling the beetroots to No, it's not. We're going to change the output. That's, yeah, if there's any down there, that's the point. Actually, why would we do that unless we can got some in there? We have only got a little bit of flour. Oh, we have got parsnips. Okay, let's get the parsnips moving then. It's the only thing I've, and I'm not. Yeah, I'm tired. You always get whingy. I apologise. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it is true though. But I mean, I'm really very very pleased to Raven for doing this. It doesn't go to the thing you click on. That's all I'm sort of trying to say. But you know, really, in the grand scheme of things, you know something, I'm quite happy with this. So yeah, like that. You've got to like go. It doesn't do. But you know, all things considered, you've got a choice to have one of these on, and I choose willingly to actually have this. So spinach. I think that was it. Potatoes, parsnips, straw. We're not worried about. We never did a lot with a straw, did we? To be honest. Yeah, that's it. That's it down that end. Why did we? Oh, we didn't take any parsnips down there. I don't think it was just the fact that it does that, doesn't it? It's terror. So we've got active. We're not. Why have we got Campese ticked and activated? Should they be activated? I don't think so. Deactivate. Yeah, we've not got any P's to do that with, have we? Have we? No. I'm having a conversation with myself. No, I'm not actually. I'm sort of talking to you guys and gals. But all right, flour, eggs, carrots. Yeah, the eggs. We need to keep bringing some in now. Noodle broth, parsnip broth, pig food plenty. So it's a triple broth. Have we switched that on this time? Yeah, we did, didn't we, last time? So how much have we got of all of the different bits and bobs? I think, if I remember rightly, the normal silo, we've got a shed load of stuff in that. So we need to get that back out. If I remember rightly, which I'm thinking I do. One of the big is... and they're all down the bottom. That's where the trailers are. I remember now. Yeah. Yeah. There's one. Let's get these. So it seems funny, really, not worrying about what is like in going in the fields and that. It's always strange in these situations where you're like leaving and going somewhere else. All of the equipment that we've got, all of the over the years and all the rest of it. But we have been here a long time, so, and it's time to move on to Oak City, really, as in. The other thing is obviously JMGaming is a friend. I said that to him the other day. I said, although I've never met you, I said we've had loads of conversations. And I sort of try to look out for him, if you know what I mean. As in, I don't mean he needs me to look after him. That's not what I mean. What I mean is, I look out for his best interests. As in, like, he sort of has asked me a few times to have a look at something, and I always sort of try, as you do with a friend, to sort of look out for their best interests and like advise them. Even sometimes, obviously, it can be right. Smashing. You're risking a friendship before it's even formed if you sometimes do that. But a true friend will. What's the header? We're never going to need it again. No, we need to put him on follow. Yeah. If you sort of do care about people, then obviously you do put yourself out on the line a little bit. And obviously it can, to begin with, sort of... break a friendship, but obviously it hasn't. So as far as I'm concerned, although sometimes you've never met someone in person, I've spoken to JMGaming an awful lot of time on Discord, and when I sort of do care about him as a person, and sort of try to advise him a little bit sometimes, because he's a cracking modder, absolutely, and an amazing person, but I think sometimes you've got to be, if you're a really creative person, sometimes you're not always the best with people. And I'm not saying he isn't. What I'm saying is I sort of get him quite a lot because he's similar to myself, only obviously younger, and obviously I've... Oh, wow. Yeah, we're losing people. No, I'm not putting it very well, but I know what I mean. Yeah, it is true. Right, so... Let's get everybody over here. Yeah, I mean, what a team we've got on this. It has been an absolute pleasure to be on this. And when I sort of do look at the mods and that I have done, it is quite amazing. Oh yeah, we have done this. It's just the last few left to do. We've got quite a few months before we get there, so let's just get this. I'll grab this lot out of it because I know I remember putting it all in here. There was loads, and I've got to be careful not to. Let's also stop this tractor because he's going to she or he or yeah, whoever, and to stop the telehandler. Fantastic. Let's get this lot out of here and stick it all in where it should be now. Yeah, it does. It feels funny because I realise there's not many sessions left to do really. You know, like it's the catching up stage soon, but before that we've obviously got to work. Oh, it's a pile of stones. It's a little bit annoying. Not quite in the right place. It seems an absolute age since obviously Rory Christie did this, and his silo here. It's obviously it is a long time I've been on this, which I realise that for the fact that I never use it anymore. Not because I've did my own, not because I've gone off of it or anything like that. I don't mean that at all. Rory Christie is one of my favourite modders. One of the big names. I really do appreciate all of the things he's done. Yeah. Some modders you get more than others, don't you really? Or you appreciate their work more, or you know, like you've got an affinity with their work more. You don't really know them personally, but then to a degree you sort of, everybody leaves a bit of a mark through what they actually do, although you never know truly what people's personality's like, of course. People can be not very nice at all, but brilliant at modding, but I'm not putting this very well, am I? Because I'm in no way, shape or form am I saying Rory Christie's not a nice person, and that's what it seems to be. No, that's it. It was just that one set. That's not too bad then. Let's grab those and stick them in there. I knew I'd got some, but I just couldn't remember what it was. Quite a bit, really. It was, yeah, most of the red beets that we'd actually got. So I thought we'd got parsnips in there as well, but we hadn't. Yeah, I do remember throwing some up, but I just didn't want to. Yeah, I didn't want to like leave anything behind. So I always like to get these things finished properly, where you know, like everything is taken to market and you can see what you did and how well you did. I mean, we're doing well. We have been here a long time, as I say, but I mean the team. We spent a lot of stuff, a lot of money on equipment. We've done quite a lot of ducking and diving. Obviously, there's a few pieces over there that we never did really use. A couple of mowers that were good mowers as well, but just never got around the header, the weeder. I mean, we never got around to we kept wanting to do the cows, but then it sort of got too late, and it does happen. That does on a Let's Play sometimes. If we had a few bad things happen, where the money kept on buying like tractors, so it meant that we'd not we missed the boat really, and then it got, you like think, oh, it's too late now. It's true, it is. Right, okay, so that's all on. So all we need to do is go through. We've got, yeah, I mean that bread as well. Obviously the loose bread on top, we're gonna have to literally. Well, no, actually we can stick it back in the. That's true. I might do the bread because that's gonna take. Oh, have we filled it? We have indeed. Well, we can leave this because it does its own unloading trick if you leave them on there now, doesn't it? Yeah, it keeps doing that, which is quite amazing. So, let's have a look at the sales. It's all... Oh. It's a beautiful little thing that the record is just a bit small, but then it's for a small farm, so 7 cubic meters is not bad. There's nothing there that's worth actually selling, is there really? And I don't mean that nasty, so let's go through till tomorrow. Let's just check our chickens, our one charge that we've got on this map. Oh yeah, I think they're going to do alright. So it's August. It's either October or November we need to be stopping. Yeah, so I tried to sort of start again on the mower, but it was more of a, I'm gonna fix this, but you've got it takes too long to do that type of thing. Ooh, chicken sold. What is that? I'd imagine that's tipping a load more. Ooh, I've not had that. So look at all this little lot. Isn't this typical? It is. I think, yeah, we'll leave it. We will. I don't, not even the buying and the selling. So this should really be, yeah, fantastic. So chickens, how are they doing? A little bit as food has gone. But I don't think it's not September, is it? No, I think it's October that it is Cornwood, isn't it? Yeah, no, it is, because I remember seeing the colour code and making the thing about it. The comment about it. Corn is October the earliest, and I think we did do it on time, so let's go through till yeah, we do want to change to 9 really. Yes, I've literally had to come off JMGaming because I need the mower. And I thought you're either going to have to substitute it, which looks really terrible on a Let's Play if you say, oh, I broke my mower and I can't do any work, so I'm going to have to substitute that for another thing. And it's, I suppose you can lease, but and I suppose mowers do break in real life, but it just seems a little bit bad to me. Isn't that typical? I mean, I know we actually sorted it in the end, but right near the end, we get a round mower, a round baler. I mean, I know we've got the my little thing itself. I think this is probably all gone now. It is. Let's have a look at... Are we ready to rock and roll? That's what I want to know. We are, actually. We actually really are. Okay, so... Are we going to do that this session? I think we will. Yeah, let's grab... We will ask the shop to deliver on this... I don't think we've got a... No, we've not got... Oh, we have got the corn header. Thank goodness for that. I'll be careful because this is a bit... Yeah, so we have got a corn header. Bits of equipment strewn all over the place. Well, it was a bit awkward once all the trees appeared. Obviously, we sort of had the... Oh, this is the foldy one, isn't it? Fantastic. In the wrong place. Wait, I'm as well. My bad. Let's try and get a little bit better. Is it? Oh, it's not a foldy one. It's just a PTO, but I'm thinking it's folding, but it's not. It's like... It's just, yeah, I've got myself in a bit of a predicament here, aren't I, really? Oh, do you know, I think we're just best to go forwards and around than, like, try to do it the other way. It's too tricky. I've got that additional weather model. So that tree's actually in the way as well. I can't actually do that either. I'm sort of caught between a rock and a hard place. I don't think I can do it. I don't. You're going to have to, like, do what you were originally going to do. What did you do? I spent half an hour going around a tree. And I've got my pipe that's also going to get in the road too. So it's one of them... Ooh, it is as well. Okay, there's probably... I always find when you're in these situations that if you're a watcher honourer, you can always see the way that you can do it better. I see it's not actually working, actually, is it? I'm going to have to, like, sort of do that and then do that. And we can sort of... That's it. Smashing, so then... Let's go with a normal worker. I think it's going to do straw because we've got the additional straw mod on, so probably best if we do a cosplay course. I am using cosplay a lot more because I am finding that, to be honest, it's a little bit like FS25. It's like the workers are getting worse. I've got to be honest, I used to use them right back at the beginning, but like, they're getting more and more of a pain to like crash into trees and things like that. Oh, excuse me. I wish I could mute. Oh, I can sort of. Yeah, I've got a mute button, but it's too far away. My bad. Right, let's try this. So we want... let's have a look. It's field 7, I think. It is indeed. Right, so field position 7. Don't think we've ever used this. 3 and generate. So 13.87. No, we haven't. Save 13.8 meters. I've actually done this as like, yeah, I thought I would have like got unload and all that type of stuff going. So you want first, and you're probably going to crash straight into that because that's just the way you are. We've got this ready here, and we're going to grab the other one and put that around the thing. And I'm going to go into a time lapse because this is going to be a bit of a. It's not going to be a short thing, is it? This really. So I'm going to say my words. I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. Right, that is it. The final field on Risoux Forest that we needed to actually do. Yeah, wow. I mean, we're not finished. I don't mean that by any stretch of the imagination, but this is a bit of a stubborn bit. Can we get it from crossways? Just to be thorough. Okay, no, my bad. Yeah, I need to do the unfolding the steps jobby. Then I need to select that. Then I need to press it on. Do you know, seriously? Yeah, it's so temperamental. So many different ways. Well, a 1 litre. We should save the mover because it's not moving. It's grounded on a pile of stones. Yeah, it did very well though, I've got to be honest. It is a little bit, obviously, in the fields, it makes its own. I mean, it's, yeah, the Fenton GTA is actually quite bad at that as well. So really, it's in good company. It did well. It only got grounded by the pile of stones. So let's assist, shall we? Poor thing. It did do very well though. That's it. That's it. The last bit of moving it'll do. Yeah, on this. Well, I think I had a look at the. I had not quite got the field triggers right, as in they weren't filled when I did my big move of things, and I didn't. There were a few specialists. One of being obviously, which is I class it as a special thing, which is obviously the self-sufficiency. So it should now actually be able to do straw naturally, as in, like, you know, should be able to put some on. I couldn't because I've not got it in the right place for one of them. Yeah, so I've fixed that now. So yeah, I don't actually popped out. Did I pop out while I think it was on the session, and I popped. And I mean, it won't show up in the game until the next time you're in, but what I mean is I did go and tweak it. So let's grab that harvester and get it off the field, even though it doesn't really matter. It doesn't, does it? I mean, in real life we'd shift it, obviously. So we should now see that everything of ours is harvested. Yeah, so that is a very good place to be. We didn't do badly all in all when I consider the fields that we did. I mean, the one thing I'm going to say about Risoux Forest is it's strewn out, and it's one of those things. This was probably one of the most concentrated areas, with 8 and 7 being here. That to do those 2 on that patch 57 is on, it was actually quite good. And obviously we stripped a lot of these trees off normally. In fact, accidentally I stripped off this entire section by going a little bit mad one day. But yeah, you can see even that's a fair old trek to go down there. But no, it's a vegetable header. Yeah, it is. So amazing. So we've just really got to process. I've got to remember this is also joined to the last half. So I did this in 2 recording sessions. So let's have a quick look as well and see what was in the sales. That's right. I do remember it now. I do. Right. So yeah, what I think I'm going to say is we're going to do. There'll be at least 1 more session where we're doing everything that we've actually done. If that makes any sense, we should process everything that we have already done. So this has obviously got the new bits and bobs, and I think I mentioned it last session actually that I did save it. Yeah, I did. You've got 19 tons, 14, 15 tons, 45 tons, 39 tons, 36 tons of pig food. Yeah, amazing. I do now have this in Bionic and Super. This is the very first, which this is a bit special to me because this is the one that really made me stretch. What I mean is, as a modder, this one challenged me because I couldn't figure out a lot of things, but it made me like have to face situations that made me a better modder, really. Because like I was like, oh, how do I do this? I can't do it. I can't drop things in it because I'm not a massive fan of the productions where you've got a slab and you pour your thing into the concrete, and obviously that's what we're facing. So that's why I like the silo model, because obviously you've got the grate, you've got everything that's sort of realistic, and I've reinitiated the grates in nearly everything. In fact, I think this one will have one. It's just going to be below the surface at the minute, because all of these models, including the buying station, now have got that particular thing. So if I actually go down, no, down, you should see it really has got one. Yeah, that's it. That'll do nicely. Yeah. So that as I said, just a realism element, because this is actually a silo, even though it's not. If that makes any sense. What I mean is it's configured as, but it was originally a silo. I use these to make the little silos because all I had to do is just, you know, recover, you know, uncover something that I'd like covered over, or like what do you call it, commenting out. Yeah, basically I commented them out inside the original, so I only had to uncomment them. It's a programming trick to just hide things so that it only shows what it needs to sort of show. So wow, look at this. Still, they've never recovered. Well, this Let's Play, they're better than most. I mean, they are actually out and about more, but we know that these used to be like well out of here. What it is, but for some reason now it really does not actually reflect what, you know, what they used to do. I have no idea why. It's very strange, because they used to be right out here, and now they're just like not wanting to shift around, and it looks a bit odd because they're like coming through the and obviously that's why before I had them outside, none of them went in, and it looked alright. I don't understand why. I think I'm going to have to put a proper fence around it and like see how they do it on the others, and like that way I'll take the, I might have to redesign this and remove and just actually keep like the little building side, and I think I might need to remake, because it's, yeah, it's like you can remove all of the wiring. I can do that quite easily. So I suppose that wouldn't look too bad if you're going to put an enclosure outside. But to be honest, in real life, this would be on to protect you from foxes, because foxes would be the enemies of the chickens, and they are terrors. They'll kill the whole lot. Yeah, not just for the devilry, because it's just the way that they are. Yeah, cute little foxes. Not necessarily to a farmer. Absolutely not. Yeah, no, obviously I come from that background, so yeah, I do like foxes, but what I mean is, yeah, I do see, I had chickens myself, and we lost a lot to a fox one evening, and it is really quite annoying. Right, so we do need to top that up. It should have done it itself, really, as we can see. Why is that not listening to me? Oh wow, did need quite a bit actually. So I think that's not a bad place to leave it. So at least one more session on Risoux Forest, where we need to check. Well, I mean, we can see, obviously, one thing we can see, which we can't see this. That's one thing we can't see. So we've got a lot of shifting to do, and we've got a lot of stuff to actually still get down, which is the beets and the carrots. And where's the parsnips gone? What is it? Because we did have parsnips. We've got 95 tons of parsnips. So why, oh why, is that not actually doing the parsnip soup? Because it should be. Where is the parsnip soup? Or the parsnip... No, it's parsnip soup. It's the label that's different. Yeah, it is. It obviously sees it as different. So we've got... Have we used it all then? Because we've got... Yeah, we have been doing it. We've got 40 odd tons. But it's calling for it. So why? Oh, why is something not been switched on to actually tell it to shift? I'm sure we did this. No, we didn't. Parsnips want to be on distribute. That's if they're in there, though. I mean, yeah, it's all right me saying that, but like, they might not have been any in there. See, that wants to be on distributing. Are there any in there? Is this the one that has got some in? It has. This has got nearly all of that in, so we may have a little bit in the little tiny normal silo, but wow, look at that. We need to like get some of that out, don't we? Or we're going to run out of... So the flour... Where is Have we lost our flour mill? Because it looks awfully much like that we've lost our flour mill. It does. Oh, we should have a flour mill. I could have lost that a couple of sessions ago when it's, yeah, there were two together. I didn't notice last session, but yeah, it is. It was here, I think. Or right next door it was. They were like right next to each other, so I think it was. It may have been even there. So we've lost the mill, that's a bit of a pain. So we've got the Bionic Bakery. Or did I? No, I knew I was going to make one, but we didn't need a Bionic. I don't think. Or did we? Did I remove it and then say I'm going to re-add the... I'm not sure if I've got a Bionic mill yet. Yeah, I actually had issues with the mill. Yeah, just quickly switch this on, because I was having issues. That's nothing. No, that's just literally saying... enhanced bakery, spinnery production, luxury desserts, bionic oil mill, luxury desserts Mark II, bakery, bionic bakery, and bionic mill. We have indeed got a bionic mill. Has that got any? No, yeah, just maize, not used as a production input, or corn flour, not used as a production input or output. So yes, we have got one. Have we got enough to put one down though? Right, let's get rid of that, because you'll all be shouting at me, because I don't blame you. Right, so then have we got enough stuff to like literally do it, or have we removed the mill because we really don't care? Missing field type. Corn flour, yeah, I can do that. Right, so then let's have a look. Have we got any of the, like, in fact, I suppose this would show us that. Have we got any, or have we used it all? We've got 1,416 of oats, so it looks very much like we haven't got any wheat. 2,122 litres of flour. Of course, we're making the flour in the cannery, so we can get rid of the last little bit, but it looks awfully much like we have not got. In fact, this would be the one to show us any additional. So I've got carrots, potatoes, a lot of straw. Yeah, we have. So we've actually produced all of the flour that we can. So we not, other than like loading and unloading this in a couple of months, where we've got an awful lot of loading to do. What I'd like to do is probably, yeah, there's a few things that I'd like to produce fill things for. I think if I remember rightly, the telehandlers are like right down at the. Oh no, we did bring him up. We put him in follow. I remember he was the last one in the row. Let's just have a look. I can't remember. So again, this is another thing. Again, what I'm trying to do is I am going to spend some time on my productions now that I've know how well what I've done and found out what I did wrong. Another thing about there can only be one exact field route node, or it needs to be named twice, and it basically. Obviously, on a production, it's, well, you don't know. You wouldn't know this because you need to be a modder. Basically, the bottom line is, obviously, there's the old way of doing things, which is obviously if you're a silo, and then there's the new way of doing things if you're a production. Well, these are productions, so therefore, the selling station, as it gets called in the game, it's the boss. So I would imagine I could probably put the bread back in. If I can, what we ought to do on the mill is like tell that not to come out. I mean, don't get me wrong. What I should tell you why I'm doing this, because it will come straight out again. Mind you, yeah, we've not got any room at the end. That's why we took it out, isn't it? It is, because I remember we were approaching the limit. So actually, we don't really want to do that. I tell you why I would want that though, but I will try it just to see, and that is, I could make 5-ton pallets. It wouldn't take very long. Oh, no, it classes them as a new product. So do you know something? I think for this time, I will do it as it is, even though it is an awful lot of like loading and unloading. We've got quite a few actual things that I could just like keep loading them on those. Yeah, we've got lots of different loaders and unloaders things, and like, yeah, we have got lots and lots, so we can like load this lot onto different things, the same as now. This one obviously is going to be quite nice now. Yeah, and obviously I've told everything to keep, but mine look different to the existing ones. Yeah, these are obviously the original ones. Yeah, that's the... Yeah, these are obviously the original ones, which they can't disappear because they already had appeared and the game knows what they are. But obviously this cannery now no longer knows what they are, as in like it's programmed not to accept them. So it actually has its own unique broth, yeah, broth as it calls it on here. Just so we have to differentiate between the... Yeah, I've still called parsnip soup, potato soup, red beet soup, carrot soup, but inside where it matters, it's called something else, just so that I can do the 5-ton pallets. But I thought it was well worth it. I'm going to do the same on things like the meal, because bread is... So I don't need to work very hard on some... Oh, I've got the bakery the wrong way round. It's... Yeah, I need to twizzle the bakery, that sign. It has to go on its side for this particular type, the round one. So yeah, there's a few little tweaks, a few things that got went wrong. Now these ones you can see are right. That's because I spent a bit of time on this, on the model, to actually get this right. So right, so I think that is it. Yeah, most things are almost right now. This should now, if we tried, we should be able to get some straw, but I haven't got anything to do it with, so, you know, so I'm not really worried. We could sort of... I think this already worked. The pallets trigger was already okay. So you could already, like, stick the... well, actually, I'm not sure if we... Again, this is it. Some productions do take their own thing in because I've put them in, and others I've not actually ever done that, so I'm not sure if this actually does or it doesn't. I think it will, but I'm not sure. Yeah, it does. Yeah. It does definitely work. Yeah, we can see that. Fantastic. Now that you can take out loose, so really that's what I said about the self-sufficiency. It's nearly all of its products. It doesn't need that special behaviour because it's nearly all loose things, or things that can be loose, so things that can exist in two different states, like this can be both in pallets and it can also be in loose. So I prefer it in loose, it's easy to lug. But what I mean is a lot of them, they're only pallets, and Giants are preferring the pallets as the format that we've actually got. So I think that's where we're going to leave it. Next session we will do what I call the cashing up stage. We should be able to manage it, I think, but there's going to be quite a lot of lugging. But yeah, I need to be on my A game. In fact, I suppose we could sort of just get that ready now. Yeah, really, that wouldn't be a bad thing. We could get all of the this. Trying to think, the soups. When do the soups actually? Weren't they looking green already? Pig food is definitely. No, the soups are going yellow. No, actually that's carrots. Soups are in... It's all January, isn't it? The beetroot broth is January, and so is the bread in January. So really, it's true. We ought to be like grabbing this ready here like that. We also want to be grabbing... Yeah, the low loader too. We can grab the big blue, our original tractor. And we could indeed, for once, use the DTS5, which I'm not a massive fan of, but which is why we haven't used it an awful lot once we got my own that's misbehaving a little at present, shall we say. Yeah, I've got a plan. Yeah, I mean, I did have another plan, and it worked, but it didn't work. Yeah, and that was the plan to put the wheel chocks on, which I thought, yeah, once it's got wheel chocks on, it's got brakes, it'll be fine. No, it won't. We've been on Polenio, which is a little bit hilly, and it rolled straight into the drink. So, do you know, it's not right. It still needs a bit of tweak. Yeah, so I've got a plan. On the Massey Ferguson header trailer, it's got like, every time you unload or you stop, it has a... I'm trying to think of it. I've created a copy of it, because if you take it out of the Massey Ferguson, it doesn't actually let you. The model disappears. The Giants frequently do that. You've got a, but I've made one myself, right? So no, it's not that. We could do that one as well. I never thought of that. One of these. Yes, there we are. Let's grab you. I think your engine's on, so let's go grab you. Yeah, so it wanders around ever such a lot. It will have wandered and stuck into, got caught on something. Otherwise, it'd be right down the bottom of the map by now. The general flight bed. Yeah, it's on there, isn't it? Yeah, and it's that's the only reason it's like... Wow. Yeah, see, it's trying to wander now. Oh, okay, it appears. Let's just gracefully let that fall off, I think. Right. Yeah, so this is my model that's sort of standing still. I've got one that I need to repair, the newer one. I am on all of them though, because they are really the same model, obviously, but then tweaked and changed. But they've all got this problem with the first set of tension belts. It works, but it doesn't. It sort of looks like it's working, but actually it's sort of, when it's on, it's not properly on, and it switches itself off sometimes, but it doesn't show you it's switched off. It just does switch off, and then like all of a sudden something drops off, and it's a bit annoying. So some of them are a little bit close together, to say the least. So then so you really need something on it, which it's annoying for a trailer to be like that. It is. You can't always have a tractor or something on it. It's got to be like strong enough. So we've got that one. We have that too. So I think, well, that's good enough. I don't mean that we'll do it all on that, but we can at least load them all up. We could actually get the other one and convert that into this too, but I think we're alright. Well, I've forgotten we've got that VA Industries at the back there. Yeah, when it's in this mode. So that, I think, is where we're going to leave it. Yeah, so all that remains to be said is thank you very much for watching. Yeah, Oak City is now live, proper Oak City. We are on, well, actually, we're on a special map, specially handcrafted for us by JMGaming. Yeah, we've actually got special photographs in the game, especially for us, a version that is not on general release. So I'm really pleased about that. Yeah, JMGaming went the extra mile. He did. As I said, it's weird we had an exchange, because obviously we've been chatting for years now, really, and I've been sort of working quite closely, doing quite a bit of beta testing, sometimes exhaustively, like literally running all over Risoux Forest and all over Oak City, trying to find bugs and like screen recording and stuff like that. So I've literally sort of tried to do my best for him as a friend. I've helped him, discussed with him the bioplastics when he was like first releasing it, and sort of advised him, again, it could have been a bit damaging to a friendship. I'm the type of friend that I'll tell you because I care about you as a friend, which sometimes people, it can be a bit annoying, because you cross a barrier that someone isn't ready to actually cross, and obviously I'd sort of say, well, it's good, but it needs to be a little bit more profitable, or people will probably not, it needs tweaking a little. But apart from that, it's a beautiful mod, I've got to be honest. It's gorgeous, and now it is profitable. It is, and obviously JMGaming is his own. He really has his own ideas, and he will not compromise on his ideals, even though sometimes it gets him into trouble, like his texturing. It's well, yeah, Giants sort of like said that on Oak City, that you need to like smooth out some of your fields, and that's usually a JMGaming sort of thing on almost all of his maps, that you've got a little bit. Now I'm used to it. I don't mean I like it, but I'm used to it, and he's a friend, so it's just one of those things. But like, obviously other people don't know JMGaming. It's like, oh, it's JMGaming's map, I've got to smooth and soften. Well, you think, well, it's not really that much, is it really, just to get your soften tool out? But it's a step that they don't need to take on other people's maps. So therefore, people tend to like think, a bit like, I've got to be honest, I'm a bit the same with Oxygen David. He is an absolute grandmaster. I always call him that, and he is amazing. But some of the fact that there's concrete trees and that, and he's not the only mapper that does it, but what I mean is, on Oxygen David, I think, yeah, here we go, concrete trees. I won't be able to shift anything on any field ever. And sometimes you do need to move a tree off a certain place, but you can't on Oxygen David's maps. Now, obviously, I've got to be honest, on Oakbridge, he sort of went and did something that's unheard of for him, and he actually compromised on that. So he must have seen a point himself and thought, well, yeah, okay, fair dues, you've got a point. And a lot of people, obviously, there are lots of Let's Plays where the people have actually used the fact that that is allowed now, and they show that the new farmyard, that, you know, that they've got rid of the old one and they've put a new one, and then other people have been traditionalists and they have kept the old one. But what I mean is, it's really nice that Oxygen David, as a mapper, has made so he is an amazing mapper. There is no denying this fact. But he is human. You know, he is the same as all the other mappers. Well, he isn't the same as all the other mappers, but yeah, he is. He's special, definitely. But what I mean is, he is a human being, and when he releases it, he always needs a bit of a tweak afterwards, because he's human, and like, things are not always 100% right just because it's Oxygen David. He is a modder. Things will need tweaking and editing, the same as every other modder. It's impossible to make something like a map. Well, I won't say impossible. If anyone could do it, possibly, it would be Oxygen David, because he is like, yeah, amazing. So now I've been tweaking some of these. Obviously, you can see actually that it's not bad. That is really quite, but it is. I don't like how small it is. I've got some textures that I might be bringing in on these to make them a little bit, so the boards are a bit longer. I've already got one that I tweaked. That was the first one that I tweaked, and that was the corner one, which is, I think it is that one. No, it's not. That's the large one. But there's smaller ones. Corner. That's it. That's one. Now, if you look really closely, the bit in the middle is terribly high texture, but as you get closer, the big stuff is not quite right. It's the texturing's not right for that. But I have got others, which would be that one there, which is quite beautiful, and that is really high quality right the way up to the thing, and that is a thing of beauty, I think. Even the rope, unfortunately, is coloured. It is coloured. It's the one thing that I'm not too big a fan of on this, but that's to do with the diffuse, the graphics. Yeah, but it is really high quality, and it is a square one as well, which we shall be seeing a few of these. So yeah, what I mean is, I've not always stuck to that. This has not got the grunge showing, even though it has actually got the grunge, because its colours are too dark. Corner, that's the standard corner, the round ones. And then the other one, which is, it's tighter. It's tighter to the body, and its arm is like smaller. These were specially done to be really tight. I've got to just bring in the production bits of it, because I'm going to twizzle the. Now I know, and I'm going to do this. The big chevrons are going to go over the grate, and the other one is then going to come sort of inwards, because obviously then, or I don't know actually, I was trying to think. There was a use case that I did for the original Let's Play that I did that for. I can't remember its name. It's typical Friday night, Saturday morning actually, technically. Which one is it? Frankenmuth, that's it. Yeah, I made it for Frankenmuth, really. Again, I often find this, that I'll have a situation, I think, I need to make a mod especially for this, so I did, and obviously then it's like for everything else too. So there's certain situations where you want your thing as close to the body as possible, so you don't want it to be wasting any space. So I have done a few of the productions like that, and I'm going to be sort of trying to tweak them so they are minimal. For myself, it's not more about aesthetics, it's more about functionality, and that obviously these are the best functioning things that you could have So obviously to put the door in it as I am doing, and it's got buildings inside, it's quite believable. In time, I did think about this. I will actually do an opening door, and I will actually sort of show an in design. But that's that when I get better at that type of thing. At the minute, it's just, yeah, it's not important. But obviously, you can't get in them anymore. You used to be able to walk into them and see that it was just an empty. Yeah, I mean, they all are. It's a smokescreen, isn't it? We all know this, really. But as a modder, you really know it because you can see it, and you are working in that universe of like modelling, really. It's as simple as that. But anyway, I'm waffling because I'm tired. It's been a cracking session. We've done very, very well. So all that remains to be said for one of the last times on Risoux Forest is thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you can stick with me to the end of this. It's not long now. And I'm going to say goodbye for now.